Hi, I'm Max Pardo-Rokes, part of the delivery team for the Productive General Practice Quick Start programme. I'm talking to you now about team planning, and this is a module which links well with the 10 high impact actions, number 5, productive workflows. Team planning is a module where we look at the capacity in your practice. Specifically, we do that retrospectively over the past 12 months, and then we look at what can we change going forward to handle any issues that you might have had. So, when we start in this module, we look at your plan at the start of the year. And at the start of the year, you know you have X number of GPs, X number of nurses, X number of practice staff, and therefore you know that you should be able to have this level of capacity. We then have a look at that, and we look retrospectively over the past 12 months or 52 weeks to understand, has the effect of meetings, training, sickness, absence, holidays affected your practice so that those people have been unavailable and actually your capacity has been squashed? And quite often we find that that is the case. Once we have a bit of data around that, we start to actually look at, well, what can we change in the coming 12 months that might change that so that the pressure and stress in the practice is not quite as significant. When we've run this module, we've seen that actually practices have had as little as 1 week over the course of 52 where they did actually have their expected capacity in the practice that they were able to use. And that means that for 51 weeks of the year, they were effectively starting with one hand tied behind their back. Now, you wouldn't necessarily use this module to look at all elements of your practice. Often we start with one staff group, but we're also trying to leave you with the ability and the knowledge so that you can continue to review this kind of work across other staff groups over the coming months. There are 3 key areas to delivering this module. Firstly is the analysis and the meeting preparation. So this is where we'll be asking you to get data from your practice for meetings, sickness, absence and holiday requests over the course of the past 12 months. We'll then be plotting that data with you. Once we have that data, we're going to want to ask you to share that insight that you'll have developed with the senior team, and that comes into your meeting here. We expect that to take 45 to 60 minutes. Once you've met with the senior team and that insight has been agreed and actions have come out of it, it's then a case of how do we actually put those into place to ensure that the coming 12 months don't have the same reoccurring issues that the previous 12 months did. So this is the staff availability simulation poster that we would work with you in the practice. And there's a couple of key things I'd just like to point out before we start. So at the top, we're looking at planned capacity in your practice. And then each of the orange bars here represent actual capacity, with the bar next to it representing staff who are otherwise occupied through holiday, sickness, meetings, training, or something else. And what you can start to see here is that we have some real peaks in certain areas. So for example, at the end of the year here, you can see there's lots of dark or navy bars where people have started to take holiday as their holiday year ends. You can also see that that means that the practice has been left with a significantly reduced resource in which to try and meet its planned capacity. Now in this instance, this simulated practice hasn't actually achieved their planned capacity once in the year. Once we've developed something like this with you in your practice, we are really not going to be telling you about what to change or how to change it, but we will be there to support you in developing ideas about changing things, how you might best deal with the issues that you've identified that are specific to your practice, and we'll accommodate and facilitate any conversations that are needed with either your senior team or other members of staff that might otherwise be a challenge for you in the practice.